of their granddaughter by a family member. In a statement, Daystar said, over 3 years ago, in a thoroughly investigated and since resolved matter, it was confirmed that any allegations referencing sexual conduct involving any Lamb family members were not credible and unfounded. However, the Roy's report talked to the investigator, forensic counselor Debbie Leonard, who said that's not true. She said she wasn't able to offer any assessment because the alleged wouldn't answer any questions. And on a recording released to the Roy's report, here's what Denise Boggs, who oversaw the investigation, told the alleged victim's parents, Jonathan and Susie Lamb.
I remember when Marcus and Joni said, we want to drop everything, just drop everything.
Yeah.
Just drop everything. I said, okay. And so I had told Debbie, okay, I just want to drop everything, but I don't want any more to be written and documented on this.
For more information, see the article.
¿Qué tal, mis amigos? Welcome to my channel. Please support your local food bank, drug and alcohol center. Before we get to this video, I just want to say no little lies. Viewer discretion is advised. We're keeping everybody in prayer affected by what's happening at Daystar as well as the family. Now, we're going to look at a bunch of things today. This just came out. This is Daystar. Arnold Torres defends the NDAs. This is a audio recording. In fact, we could start here. We're also going to be looking at, did Daystar Joni Lamb use ministry jet for personal trips? In fact, I got another video we'll look at. And we're actually going to be looking at this video as well. This just came out 3 hours ago. And in this video, we have Eric the Crisis Manager. Now, if you don't know who Eric the Crisis Manager is, he was involved with IHOP. And let's just start right here. This is a Daystar. So we're going to start with this audio recording. Why aren't other Lamb family members telling what they know about alleged SA cover-up in meeting January 30th between Daystar and Arnold? So here it is here. This is the audio.
Key employees and insiders, everybody sign. It's just a straightforward NDA. I mean, it's a standard that most organizations do because I have access to privy, there's certain people here that have access to privy confidential information, We've had people that also leave, like a Rose that's now trying to take people. And so, we've, it's kind of a new, just kind of wake up call, for that. So that was all about that, is to protect the ministry. And so we have, besides your mom and myself and Tom, Rebecca and Jonathan have had to sign one, which they've done. Joshua and Rachel have had to sign one, which they've done. Steve Wilhite has signed one. Alan Bullock has signed one. Renee Christopherson has signed one. Eddie in the county has signed one. Linda in HR has signed one. So those are all key people that have access to, confidential information and all. And so that, and Lane has signed one. So, I have them all right here. Mm-hmm. So it's not like we're asking you to do something that we're not asking everybody else to do. So it just, that's one of the things that they're considered key employees plus their family and on air, as we got.
Pandemic, the government passed the pay.
All right, this is a video we're going to get to eventually, but all right, so that was Daystar CFO Arnold Torres and Joni Lamb. Torres notified Jonathan that everyone in his family has signed NDAs, and that's why there is more information that's coming out. Julie Royce is doing another article, and I'll give you an update. I'm just waiting on that article right now. But because Daystar has Eric the Crisis Manager, I don't know why this isn't seen. There it is here. So, también si habla español. He said, ¿Quién soy yo? So this is Eric the Crisis Manager. And in this video, interesting enough, let me go back to Twitter. Let me just go right here to give credit to, this is a lady named Candace. And Candace, of course, is a writer, independent voter, interviewed on PBS and Fox and Friends. Dr. Doug Weiss made a Freudian slip, calls out Jonathan and Susie by name. So here it is here.
I want you to reach out and call and say, pray for my Uncle John, pray for my niece Susie, pray for my son who's in addiction. Yeah. And right now we're going to reach out to heaven together, all those who've already called from all over the world. Okay.
Did you catch that? So in this video that just came out 4 hours ago, he's asking and saying, pray for my, let me go, what did you say? This is the video, it just came out 3 hours ago.
Name of Jesus. I want you to reach out and call and say, pray for my Uncle John.
Pray for my Uncle John.
Pray for my niece Susie.
And my niece Susie. And of course, Jonathan and Susie, I played at the beginning of this. You know, we're keeping the Daystar family, or forgive me, the whole family in prayer, the Lamb family in prayer. Of course, so in that video, he's talking about Eric the Crisis Manager, which if Eric the Crisis Manager was falsely accused and was set free. So the whole entire video was on accusation. And at the end of the video, he says, pray for my John and Susie. It's pretty, you can't make this stuff up. Why would he do that? He names two names, John and Susie. And John and Susie are the one that are saying that they're covering up for their daughter. Right? And there have been police report has been filed. We're going to be looking at this article just came out as well. So abuse, cover up, and allegations swirl around the family running a TV network, Daystar, which has 100 Christian stations nationwide. So this just got posted. Johnny Lamb's official tribute to husband and business partner Marcus Lamb, the late co-founder of Daystar. The Lord has given us two babies. The first was a television station, which grew up with a small outpost in Alabama, and one of the world's most successful Christian networks. The other was his son, Jonathan. That's why I find it shocking that he would say, pray for John and Susie in a video regarding Eric and false accusation, because John and Susie, Daystar, which more than 100 station, continue hammering out Bedford, about 15 miles north of Fort Worth. But Jonathan Lamb, was fired last week after the network said he failed to comply Performance Improvement Plan, PIP. According to the network, he and his wife Susie, however, alleged that the Daystar staffer and family members essayed, I'm going to get hit. I've already gotten hit on one of my videos with the restrictions. So I'm going to use essay where it says this. Their daughter and Jonathan's parents covered up the incident. We never dreamed that this would be our lives, Susie Lamb, in the video posted on X. We've already played that video. This is a video where they came out right before this all broke. I've already played this video. We never dreamed that this would be our lives. We begged God for months and months, would take this away from our route, but we have to obey in the end what he says. You know that. That's the one who has to speak. Now, I've been following what's happened since all the aftermath, and I got to tell you, I'm blown away by the courage of Susie and Jonathan. For an example, let me see here. Hello, 1 second. Just let me look this up here for a second. Susie Lamb, of course, here's some of her latest posts. They have lawyers, I have Jesus. I like my odds. The truth isn't afraid of cross-examination. And when I've had time to process this, they literally, Susie and Jonathan have gone public. And they're going up against Daystar. Of course, Daystar has their own perspective on all this. They're saying that Susie and John are in a smear campaign. They're saying, well, I've read the articles. Right? They're standing up for the truth. That's what we have right now. Now, that's that article. We're going to close it up. And like I said, if you haven't subscribed, I'm going to do an update as soon as Julie Royce does another update. And she just posted this about Eric Volz. Now, if you don't know who Eric Volz is, this is my website. And there's an advocate group called IHOP KC Advocacy Group. If you want to get involved and donate to them directly, they're doing an investigation at IHOP KC. Now, the reason I'm showing you this is that Eric Volz was the crisis manager during the IHOP KC. IHOP KC, of course, Mike Bickle used prophecy weapons against multiple women in the global church. Then Eric Volz was the crisis manager that took all care of all this. And he doxed the advocacy group. This is a 50-page document. And he actually posted all this stuff online. And if you want, there's a link in the description on all my videos for all the links. So for an example, this is my live video right now. Thank you to my friends for liking my videos. And in the description, you can come over to IHOP KC Updates. You hit that link. All right. Now, I have a few more updates. Let's go over here. 1 second here. I'm doing this live. Hello, if you're in my live chat, thank you for liking my video. Leave me a comment. If you have a question, I'll answer questions at the end of this video. And thank you to my moderators for moderating my chat. So, this article here is the one we just did, but this is the article I want to look at. Todd Bentley is out of the hospital now, or not out of the hospital, forgive me. He's doing a lot better. He just posted an update. Thank you for people who have been praying for his family. He's been in the hospital. Right here. We're going to look at this article. This is a video. Did Daystar Joni Lamb use ministry's jet for personal trips, and is that okay? Question mark. So here's the video. We'll look at listen to a bit of this. Since October, because this article just came out May 13th. This all is happening right now. So here's the video, and then we'll look at the
protection
article.
program, which provided funds to enable companies to keep employees on the payroll. One of the world's largest religious networks was approved for almost $4 million of taxpayer money. But soon after, it purchased a multi-million-dollar jet. Lisa Guerrero had a few questions about that.
The best is yet to come!
Marcus Lamb is the charismatic leader of one of the world's largest religious networks, Daystar Television, which is also a very prosperous, tax-exempt church.
Daystar was recently appraised at over $1 billion.
He lives a life of luxury. Check out his mansion with a beautiful pool.
Hallelujah! Hallelujah!
When the pandemic hit, Lamb's Daystar TV applied for the government's Paycheck Protection Loan Program, or PPP, to help pay employees' salaries and received $3.9 million.
All right, we'll come back to that video in a second. You know what I just remembered? Nobody said anything, but is my audio okay? Can you hear me? My audio is probably terrible. Forgive me. If you're in my live chat, my audio is probably a lot better now. I had my microphone way over here. I do this on my free time, all right? I'm not a professional YouTuber guy. I'm a street pastor. I do have dyslexia, but audio's good. Thank you, Miss Terry. So we're going to read this, and then we'll go back to the video. The purpose of Colorado Springs flight, oh, here it is here, October 22nd, Daystar Television Network Ministry Jet made 24 round trips flights from North Worth, Colorado Springs, and 13 round trips from Fort Worth at the estimated cost of $769,000. The purpose of the Colorado Springs flights were a mystery until Daystar President Joni Lamb announced her engagement to Colorado Springs psychologist and author Doug Weiss in March of 2023. The following screenshot showed Daystar jet flying to Colorado Springs and returning to Texas 2 days after Lamb's surprise engagement announcement. It is appropriate for church leaders to use a ministry jet to visit a fiance? Question mark. If the couple used commercial aircraft rather than the ministry jet for personal flights, they could have saved more than $700,000. Lamb and her late husband, Marcus Lamb, co-founder of Daystar, growing America's second largest religious TV network, while broadcasting televangelists who promote the prosperity gospel. Marcus died 2021. Lamb describes her husband in her new book, Through the Storm. The news shot out to the world that Marcus died from COVID. He did not. He was hospitalized for COVID and was recovering and died of heart failure. 2 months later, Wise filed for divorce. All right. 2 months later, Wise filed for a divorce, and the divorce was granted May 22nd. So the marriage counselor, the sex guy that he does counseling, if you're not following all this regarding your sex life, divorced his wife and married this Joni. Lamb and Weiss began dating August 2022. That's the opportunity came up for us to go to New York City. Chaperoned, of course, reports Lamb in her book. The couple married 10 months later in September 2023. Lamb and Weiss purchased a beach condo near the Destination 2.9, which explains the couple flying to Florida Panhandle. Tracking the flights. The Trinity Foundation Pastor Planes project used ADS. So you're able to track them. Track the Evangelist aircraft, Daystar Gulfstream GV. All right. Daystar's jet frequently leaves Colorado Springs. Under normal circumstances, the weekend trip, a generic ministry jet would land them in a destination on Friday and stay grounded until the return flight on Sunday. Instead, Daystar jet regularly returns to Fort Worth after reaching its destinations a few days later, returning to Colorado Springs. All right, there it is there. The practice double the number of flights involved, so it appears the jet operates like a taxi service, quickly dropping off and picking up passengers. So here's all the flights. According to Liberty Jet, the average cost per mile in the Gulfstream GV flying 200 hours is $19 per mile. Right? So they figured this all out. 13 trips. And in 2020, Insight exposed buying a jet after obtaining. This is where we're looking at the video. So we'll finish listening to this video. It's only a few more minutes long. And then we'll read this. And then I'll look it up. I don't have it queued up, but there was something about their honeymoon. I'm going to look it up right now. So let me go back to this. Where'd it go? Video file. 1 second. Sorry, I'm doing this on the fly. Thanks for everyone who's liking my videos.
Pandemic, the government passed.
Charismatic leader of one of the world's largest religious networks, Daystar Television, which is also a very prosperous $3.9 million.
We've learned that just 2 weeks after being approved for millions of dollars in taxpayer funds, the church bought a private jet.
It's a multi-million-dollar 1997 Gulfstream 5, like this. The luxury aircraft, which Lamb says they got for less than half the market value, holds up to 14 passengers. Lamb says they were able to buy the Gulfstream with proceeds from an investment and the sale of its old jet, not by using government PPP money. And he insists the jet is for ministry purposes. But is that always the case? In July, he flew with his family from his home in Dallas to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, where they posted these videos enjoying 8 days in the sun. Look how his family described the trip on social media. Our amazing fam on vacay, wrote his wife, and his son posted lots of great memories made on our family beach vacation this year. But Lamb insists to Inside Edition that it was a, quote, working vacation, a leadership retreat with his family, who are ministers of the church too and were consumed with meetings. In September, Lamb and his family used the jet to fly to California for 2 days. When they returned to Dallas, they looked like they had time to play some golf. Lamb is known to be an avid golfer.
Hole-in-one number 4.
And in October, Pastor Lamb flew with his wife and some friends to Naples, Florida, where they spent 8 days vacationing and playing golf. He told us he had 5 meetings there and spoke at a church. Pete Evans is an investigator with the Trinity Foundation, a church watchdog group.
They got millions of dollars from the government, and then they spent millions of dollars on a private jet. It just looks bad.
We recently caught up with Pastor Lamb as he arrived at Daystar's golf tournament outside Dallas.
So your church received millions of dollars in taxpayer money, and then 2 weeks later bought a private jet for millions of dollars. Can you explain that? Did you use taxpayer money to buy a private jet?
No, we did not.
Then what are you
We had
using
our
that-
own money.
Then what are you using that private jet for? Church business only?
Absolutely.
Then why did you take 2 vacations with that church jet, including to Florida last week where you played golf? Your wife posted on social media that she was on vacation.
We did have vacation, but we also did several meetings with ministers while we were there.
Then it was time for a round of golf.
Bye.
Earlier this week, after our inquiries, the church paid back the entire $3.9.
All right, so delete, bring back. I think I said 200,000. I think it's 100,000, but I can't find the source. So this is speculation. This is just came out 3 days ago. Oh, here's the article. Okay, so this is all right, so this is sourced from Twitter by Candy. All right. Writer, independent voter interviewed on PBS. Author of Walking Backwards. So that is the source of this. I can't confirm it, but Joni Lamb billed Daystar Ministry 100,000 for their honeymoon. So, you know, that's the source of that. That's where I had read it. All right. And of course, God bless Candy, Chad. She wrote, since we're here, we can look at this. For the love of money is the root of all evil, a Daystar story. Hang on tight. The unveiling. You know what I'll do is I'll just leave a link in the description. I'm not good at reading, all right? But in here it says, look at this is all right. So somewhere in here it says something about their honeymoon. So a lot of this is getting shared online. She is the one that actually posted about today's video that I had on my right here. She's the one that came out and said that Mr. Doug Weiss is fraudulent slip calling out Jonathan and Susie by name. That was with the program with Eric Volz. So here's a link to the Twitter story. If you'd like to look at that, I left it in the description. And this is an Inside Edition expose, buying a jet, obtaining government loan. In 2020, Word of God Fellowship purchased a jet 2 weeks after the Payback Protection Program. Loan application was approved by 3.9. The government loan program was created to help small businesses and nonprofits retain employment during C-19. Inside Edition, with the assistance of Trinity Foundation, investigated Lamb's financial personal use of the ministry jet and possible misuse of the PPA program. Investigator reported Lisa Guerrero with Inside Edition caught Marcus Lamb as he approached a country club, the Daystar golf tournament. All right, so we played the video, and it looks like they did pay back the money. And I'll leave you. I'll keep you up to date as more information comes out. Julie Royce has said she's doing another article. I'm just waiting on it right now. I'm following this very closely. Keep everybody in prayer. First of all, the Lamb family. And as more information comes out, I was actually quite stunned by this. Eric Volz is on talking about false accusations on Daystar 3 hours ago. And then Doug goes on and says, pray for John and Susie. I just find that shocking to me.
Pray for you are. I want you to reach out and call and say, pray for my Uncle John, pray for my niece Susie, pray for my son who's in addiction. And right now we're going to reach out.
So pray for John, pray for Susie, pray for my son in addiction on a program talking about false accusation with Eric Volz, the crisis manager. It's shocking to me. And of course, like I said, I've done extensive video on Eric Volz and his mismanagement of the IHOP KC fiasco. He caused a lot of people a lot, like, let's see here. And that's it. Thanks for everyone who watched. If you have a comment or question, let me know in the comment section. Daystar update, Eric Volz Crisis. That's the one I'm doing right now. I have 1,200 people watching, so thank you if you just click that little like button, more people see, or leave me a comment if you're watching on the restream. And we're keeping everybody in prayer and the full truth to come to light. That's my prayer. The full exposure of everything that's going on right now. Right? And Eric Volz, doxing, mocking, and misdirecting a Mike Bickle crisis. He was a crisis manager, and he was falsely accused. The third woman that came forward. Oh, I didn't do that. So this is Stephen Strang. I did want to mention about that. Where's my Twitter? Charisma Magazine did delete their story. All right? See that? This is a Wayback Machine. So why is that? Why did Charisma delete this article? This is the article. Daystar Lamb family faces allegation, abuse, and cover-up. It's such a beautiful family. It's heartbreaking to me, see, like, just torn apart, you know. So they reposted a lot of what the Roy's report said. Jonathan Lamb and Susie have accused their parents, Marcus and Joni, of hiding, covering up alleged SA of their children. Of one of their children, forgive me. They tell, all right, so this is it here. And of course, Pete and his wife had the girl and her brother sleep over at their house. After that sleepover, Susie said her daughter went from being the most affectionate, loud, fun child to quiet. Nobody could touch her physically except for me. And then my husband wouldn't even come close. Her body would stiffen up. I believe they're telling the truth. And I believe, you know, when I studied the IHOP KC fiasco, what spoke more to me was how the people involved, the main alleged doe and the women came forward afterwards, many of them. Their testimony and the advocates, they call advocate, the advocates advocating for the women never changed their stories. They spoke the truth, and their stories never changed. And as I study this, like for an example, Susie Lamb, like you'd have to believe that, well, I believe them. I believe they're telling the truth. Her and Joni, when she says they have lawyers, I have Jesus, I like my odds. I believe she's telling the truth. All right? She's like, bring it on. The truth isn't afraid of cross-examination. All right? And I believe that I'm not good at spelling. I believe that Jonathan and Susie potentially may be going on to the Wake Up and Win podcast. Oh, look at this. This just came out 16 hours ago. So this is a part 2. I haven't listened to this one yet. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to watch this. It's been seen 109,000 times. But I just do my videos live. So when the information comes out, I could go live in an hour. So here it is here. Wake Up and Win. I believe that they'll be doing an interview with them, potentially. It sounds like it. We'll put a thumbs up on that one. And I'm done this video. Thanks for everyone who watched. I've been on my street outreach all day. If you want to get involved with my ministry, of course, I always encourage people to support their local food banks, drug and alcohol centers. I'm a street advocate. I work full-time on the street. I've been on the street all day long today. And I have a place right here. If you want to get involved with my ministry, I'm 100% supported. by my friends, and I do this full time on the street, working with people with mental health, addictions, poverty. Sadly, my friend Ben just recently overdosed. Forgive me, that he did not overdose. He died of cancer. Forgive me. I've had so many overdoses this year. 14, I've done lots of funerals, and he was my good friend. I was with him 3 days in the hospital the day he died, and he went to heaven. He's a Christian brother of mine. It was not an overdose. And I love Ben very much. And that's it. I do street advocacy. This is at a homeless shelter, United States. Street preaching. But mostly I do advocacy. I was in the hospital again today. That's it. Thanks for everyone who joined my live stream. And if you want to get involved with ministry, everything I have 0 paywalls. You're welcome to come and check it out. All right. Let me look at the comments. If you have a comment, I have hundreds of people chatting here, and probably a lot of people that don't know me. So let me go to my comments section. I am live. If you have a comment or question, or if you want me to look something up, let me know now. We have an official statement. We have an official statement. If you're watching right now, we have an official statement from Joni. This is a 2-minute statement. Official statement from Joni Land, termination of her son Jonathan Lamb at Daystar, addressing circumstances. This got posted 38 minutes ago. Read the full statement. All right, so I'm going to read this first, and I will go live in a few minutes. So I'm going to end this live stream, and we'll look at this video. But under the law of fair use in public domain, I don't know if there's music in the background. So I'll be live in a few minutes, or give me half an hour, and I'll go live. So may the Lord bless you, keep you strong in the faith, and remember, Brother John loves you.